Hello.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm also good. Your name is Zed, right?
Zai.
Zaid, all right. Like Sheikh Zayed, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay, that's beautiful. So you're having your exams on 12th March, right?
Yeah, on the 12th.
That means we're having few days left. So that means we have to have some, test papers. We'll be doing the test papers and we'll be directly preparing and understanding the concepts as well as strategies and tricks which we can apply while solving the SAT test papers directly while solving the test papers. So I had given you one test paper as a diagnostic test. Did you got some time to solve it?
Yeah, I didn't do number 2 and number 4, but I finished number 3 and
Mm-hmm.
1.
Awesome. So you have finished the English part also?
Yeah, the first one.
All right, but I only teach mathematics, so we'll be discussing about the maths, right? The
Yeah,
third
sure.
portion, and you have done this, isn't it?
Yep.
And you know what? You're having the answers also at the end. So we'll be discussing about the answers also, like how many you got right in this portion. But we'll be doing that at the end later on. First of all, I want to know how did you tried the questions? Like what was your way of solving them? So can you tell me what you did for question number one
Second.
and what answer you got for that? Are you able to see my
Question.
screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
For question number 1, I got C.
Yeah, that's correct. Did you solve it? Like you multiplied 3 to x and then 3 to -4?
Yeah, I saw. I didn't write anything on the paper. I solved it in my mind.
Oh,
Like I
beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll be telling
yeah,
you
I
one
just
strategy which will be helpful in solving the questions which are having variables, like x and y or z or a or b, whatever the things are. If you're having variables in the question, variables in the questions, and you're having numbers in the answers, you can use the strategy which I'll be telling you. If you're having variables in the questions and the numbers in the answers, the numbers which are for those variables, then you have to use a strategy called plug it in. Plug it in means you will take the options, you will take the numbers, plug it in the variables and see which one is working. So uh, it's not only for question number one, because it's the easiest one, so you can do it even on your mind. But the questions, which will be a little complicated, some difficult level questions, at that time what you can do is, if you're having the variables in the questions as you're having the x here, and sorry, and the numbers in the answers, then you can plug in those numbers in those variables and check out which one is working. For example, let us check out 18. You'll be having 42 equals 3 times 18 minus 4. So 18 minus 4 is 14, right?
yeah,
And
10
3
times
times 14 will be
32.
42. So 42 equals 42. So 18 is working. That's the answer. Others will not be working. So that is the strategy for the questions having variables in the questions and the numbers in the answers. So you will do
I
plug it
thought
in.
of that. It's way easier. The one that you just did, it's easy. It's
Yeah,
easier.
that's great. Now you'll be applying these things in different complicated questions also, and they also will become much and much easier, right?
Yeah.
So even you can take the screenshot or you can record it or whatever you like, so that you can revise the strategies. So the first strategy which we have discussed is plug it in.
Don't even know how to screen record on this computer. Mm,
Okay, so you can take the screenshot also if you want, or I'm already
Yeah, screen recording. Could you send it to me?
Yeah, I will definitely try to send it to you. You can give me the email and I will send it to you in your email, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 2. Let's discuss question number 2. What you did for 2? What answer you got for 2?
Honestly, for 2, I guess. Yeah, I kind of guess. I put 6.
You put 6, and that was correct. Your guess was correct. 1 was correct. 2 was
No,
correct.
not like a guess. I saw which one was like say closer to what
Oh,
I.
okay. I thought you were saying that I guessed. I'm sorry. All right. So you said like 6 is there. Like, how did you got the 6?
I put the 6 plus 3 and then squared,
Mm-hmm.
and
Uh,
then I got the 18.
okay. You did the 6 plus 3 and then squared?
Yeah, I did that, and then after I went like back, and then I went like, and then after, honestly, I don't know how I did it. Like now
Mm-hmm.
thinking about it, I don't know how I did it, to be honest.
All
It's
right.
I did a weird strategy.
Okay. All right. But the thing is, like, if you'll do 6 plus 3, that is 9. And that if that is squared, means 9 times 9. That'll be
Yeah,
81, right?
yeah. I
But
did something different, but I don't know what it was.
no problem. But what we'll do here is we have to calculate the value of k. So
Yeah,
k is here, the coefficient of x, right? Which is multiplication with x. And the same way you're having x squared. But whenever there's, some independent variable, that's always having 1 in front of it. It's actually 1x squared, right?
yeah,
And there's a 9 here. So sometimes, forget about question number 2. Sometimes you'll be having a quadratic equation. This is called a quadratic equation, which is having the highest power as 2. So if you'll be having some quadratic equation as x squared plus like bx plus c, or you can say ax squared plus bx plus c equals 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. And you are told calculate the value of a comma b comma c. You have to calculate a, b, and c. Any idea how can you do that? Not really,
no,
right?
so
Yeah, but what you'll do here, you will compare the x squared term on the left side and the x squared term on the right side.
yeah,
Now, when you compared it, you're having a as a coefficient of x squared, and you're having 2 as the coefficient of x squared. That means a is 2. Simple. Right? Is it okay till
yeah,
now?
yeah.
Okay. Second thing, now you will check out the second term, the different term, that is x. X on the left side and x on the right side. You're seeing that b is multiplied with x. That means, here 3 is multiplied with x. That means b will be
3x.
only 3 because x is there, right? Like
And what
bx,
do you do with the x? You just leave the x's?
obviously, because if I'm telling you, uh, like what I can say, 2x equals ax, right? If I'm telling you 2x equals ax, I can divide by x to both sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they will cancel out. So I can get 2 equals a, or a equals 2.
So x squared and x squared both cancel out.
Exactly. So you'll do ax squared equals 2x squared. That means a is 2. Simple.
Yeah.
Or you can think of, just think about this equation, 2x squared plus 3x plus 4, and put ax squared plus bx plus c at the bottom of it, and check out what is a in our equation, which is this one, the top one. A is 2,
Yeah, and
b
then b is
is 3, and c is
4.
exactly. So a is 2, b is 3, c is 4. So you got the three unknowns by just comparing the equation with the general form of the equation. Now, there's a question. For example, there's a linear equation. A linear equation is having the form of y equals mx plus b. Do you remember this thing? Have you seen this?
Yeah.
All right. So if this is the equation, y equals mx plus b, and now the question is like what y equals 2x minus 4, and they are telling you what is m and what is b. You can again compare the two equations. Y and y, we are having them equal, like y is y, but mx is 2x. That means m is
2.
exactly. So m is 2. M means the slope. Slope is 2. And b plus b is
4.
negative 4. Not 4.
Yeah,
It's negative
yeah.
4. So b is negative 4. And what does this b mean? Do you remember? This is y-intercept. Any idea about what is y-intercept?
Honestly, forgot it. Probably.
Can you repeat what he said?
Maybe I don't remember that much, to be honest.
All right. Let's try to, because you know there are questions which are gonna come in this.
But what about but what about the format that's above? Like the format instead of say where the A and B is, and then it equals 2 and 3, where we did it on top. How does it say for like question 2? How does it how do we do it for this question, since it has brackets?
Okay, you're talking about this question number 2, right?
Yeah. Does it apply like the same method even with the brackets?
Yes. How? Let us check it out. How? We're having x squared plus kx plus 9 equals x plus 3 whole squared, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what is 3 squared? Isn't that like 3 times 3? Right, it's 9,
Yeah.
correct. And what is x squared? X times x, right?
Yep.
And what is x plus 3 squared?
9 squared.
You're having
Plus,
x plus 3 multiplied with itself like this. Think about it. What I've done, this square means this x plus 3 is multiplied with itself. This 3 square means this 3 is multiplied with itself. 3 times 3. 3 is multiplied itself twice. It's twice there. X squared means x times x. X is multiplied with itself twice, like x and x. Like x cubed will be x times x times x. X plus 1 squared will be x plus 1 times x plus 1 times x plus 1. Oh, sorry, x plus 1 times x plus 1. Because you're having this as squared. Square means this term is actually 2 times with itself, multiplied with itself. Are you understanding, or should I repeat it?
Yeah, I get it.
So what will be x minus y whole squared?
X plus y?
No, it'll be x minus y times x minus y, because it's multiplied 2 times. Like it's square. Square means it's multiplied with itself.
Yeah, x minus y, x minus y.
X minus y, x minus y. And what will be a plus b whole squared?
It's a plus b, a plus b.
Exactly. It'll be a plus b times a plus b. Correct. And what will be 2 minus x whole cubed?
2 minus x, 2 minus x, 2 minus x.
Correct. 100% right. It'll be 2 minus x times 2 minus x times 2 minus x. You're 100% right. Now let us check out this thing here. You're having x plus 3 whole squared. So what should I write here? X plus 3 whole squared is how much?
X plus 3, x plus 3.
Exactly. And this is equal to x squared plus kx plus 9. Now, do you know how to multiply these binomial terms like together? Do you know FOIL, or do you know Any method by which we can multiply this x plus 3 and x plus 3? Distribute it, distributive property.
How I can multiply both of them?
Like, yeah, how can we distribute the things? How can we multiply the x plus 3 and x plus 3? And what answer can we get?
If I add 3x plus 3 or both x's?
We're having these things in multiplication. So the first term, remember, the first term is to be multiplied with the first term of the second group. That is, x is multiplied with x. How much would it be?
Squared.
X squared, correct. And now first term is multiplied with the second. Will be how much?
3x.
3x, correct. And now we're having the second term that is multiplied with the first term. How much will it be?
3x.
Correct. And the second term is multiplied with the second term. How much will it be?
9.
Correct. Is there any like term which we can combine out of these four?
Yeah. The 3x and 3x.
How much will that be?
6.
6x, correct. So you can write it 6x here. So you got x squared plus 6x plus 9 on the right side. And you're having x squared plus kx plus 9 on the left side. So can you compare the things now?
Yeah. The k is 6.
That's it.
Yeah.
1 and 1, 9 and 9. They are given there. They are given on both the sides. But k is not given. K is 6. Simple. Is it clear?
It is really clear.
So what you need to do, you need to do the distributive property on the right side and compare the equations. That's it.
It's like I have to expand it.
Exactly, you have to expand it, correct. Now, can you expand x minus y times x minus y? Can you tell me how much will it be?
Expanding it?
Yeah?
X squared.
Okay, I'll be writing it x squared, okay, and then?
And then xy.
Yeah, but it'll be minus because you're having x times minus y. It'll be minus xy, isn't it?
Yeah, minus xy.
And then?
And then it's the x and the y, the
Yeah.
y and the x.
Yeah.
So it's minus yx.
Yeah, yx or xy, it's one and the same thing, isn't it? 2 times 3 or 3 times 2. It is same
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? So I can write it xy also. No problem in that. And then?
Minus y squared.
Minus y times minus y. How much is minus times minus?
Plus.
Plus y squared. You're right. Is there any like term?
No. Oh yeah, there
Minus,
is x
minus
minus
xy minus xy, right. So how much should it be?
xy squared. X squared and y squared?
But that is when it is in multiplication. It's in subtraction right now. You know, when you'll be having xy times xy, then you can say x times x will be x squared and y times y will be y squared. But this is not in multiplication. You're having minus xy minus xy. It's actually minus 1xy minus 1xy. How much is minus 1 minus 1?
0 minus 2.
Minus 2xy. That's it.
Minus 2xy.
Exactly. Minus xy means minus 2xy plus y squared. And this is the expanding of x minus y times x minus y.
Yeah. It is making sense, to be honest.
What? Can you repeat what you said? Because the voice is a little low?
No, it is making sense.
All right, beautiful. So this was question number 2, but it is, you know, the quadratic equation is very important. That is of the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. And, you know, this is quadratic equation. This is called quadratic equation. And the second equation is y equals mx plus b. This is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Y equals mx plus b. This is called the linear equation. So you're having linear equation, you're having quadratic equation. Why this is called linear equation? Any idea?
Nope.
Because when you will graph it, it'll be a line. When you'll graph
And the,
it on the calculator or on the graphing sheet, wherever you can graph it, it'll be a line. So I think we need to have a little more insights in this, because this is very important. But if we'll go inside this, then our whole session will be taken by this concept of linear equations and quadratic equations. I think we'll continue with the third question. Quadratic equation is having a graph of parabola like this.
then I can revise it for our next lesson.
Yeah, we can revise the linear equations and the quadratic equations because they are both important and very important. So let's move to the third one. All right, so let's go to the third one because I'm having a little bit my health is a little bit disturbed, so sometimes I need to okay, so let's go to the third question. Sometimes in SAT you'll be having verbal sentences, you'll be having a good sentence, an English sentence, like huge information given in the question. For those verbal sentences, what you need to do, what is the best strategy? That is read one or two lines. No, read one or two lines, understand it, get the information, read again one or two lines, get the other part of the information, and read one or two lines, get another information, and then get what try to use this information which is by parts written as a verbal sentence, and try to use this information to get the answer what you need for calculations.
Yeah.
So let's.
I had a question.
Yeah, tell me.
Is the SAT for maths always the shortest? Is it only 15 minutes for math?
This is the diagnostic test as a 2-hour session, right? Otherwise, you're having 58 minutes in total for maths. And the total test takes nearly 3 hours, including the English, English thing, everything. It's nearly 3 hours and 10 minutes nearly, but 58 minutes you have to give to maths, nearly 1 hour.
Oh, okay.
So, and it's having two parts. It's having two parts. One part is no calculator portion. You cannot use the calculator for those questions. And another one is calculator portion. Calculator portion is having 38 questions, and no calculator portion is having 20 questions. So you're having 58 questions in total. And you can use the calculator in the next 38 questions, but you cannot use the calculator in the first 20 questions, which is part 3, which you have done. And in part 4 is the calculator portion, but this is not the actual SAT. It is the compressed form of the SAT, so that we can have the diagnostic. We can do the test in only 2 hours, so that we can check out where the student is lagging, or where the concept building is needed, where the strategies are needed, so we can check it from this smaller SAT. Otherwise, this is not the actual 2 hour. We are having 3 hours and like 5 minutes for the SAT.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So let's go for question number 3. Can you read this and tell me what is the information, the first of 1 or 2 lines, and then move on forward?
So a barrel of crude oil is extracted from shale at a cost of $51.
So what's the first thing?
$51.
$51. So yeah, it's a cost of the extracting of the crude oil. Okay, and then
transported to and from refinery at a cost of 6 each direction.
So what will be the 12, correct? Okay.
Oil is processed 3 times at a refining plant at a cost 9 each time. So 9 times by 3.
How much is that?
9 times by 3, 27.
27. So what is the total amount which you have to give, which you have to, you know, take, like the cost?
96.
9. How much? 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll be 0, 5, 1, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's $90, right?
Yeah, it is 90. Yeah. But yeah, it is. But man, I
Isn't
read
it?
it to the
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
it is.
51 plus 12 plus 27. And that's
Yeah.
$90, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's move to the question.
What profit per barrel from barrel sold at $93? Probably it's 3.
Exactly. Which option?
It's C.
So what you got?
I got C as well.
All right. So let's go to question number 4. Okay, can you tell me what to do here and what you did here and what answer you got here?
I got B. Square above has an area of 100. If Q is the midpoint of AC and R is the midpoint of BD, what is the area of the shaded area?
How did you do that?
To be honest, I just put the thought in my mind. If RD is pushed up to BR, it's gonna be half of it's gonna be like half of the whole square. So I think it's 50.
But what I would do here, because I want to be 100% confirmed, I got an area of the square and is 100. I know that the area of the square is like length times width, right?
Yeah, so
It's like if each side is A, it'll be A times A, and that is A squared is 100, right? Because the square is having the same length and same width. So if A squared is 100, how much will be A only?
10.
10, correct. So if the A is 10, that means, you know, all the sides are 10. This is 10, this is 10, this is 10, and this is 10. Now,
Yeah.
if this is 10, isn't Q the midpoint?
Yeah.
How much will be AQ?
5.
And QC?
5.
And how much will be BR? Because R is the midpoint.
5.
And RD?
5.
Great. Now, can you tell me what is the area of this triangle QCD?
Give me like half to calculate.
Half of base times height, right? The area
Half.
of the triangle is half of base times height. It's the formula.
Half of base
Times height. Exactly. So it'll be half of base is how much?
10.
10 times height. Height is how much?
5.
So how much is half of 10 times 5? Like half of 50.
So half of 50 times by 10 times by 5.
No, it's like half of 10 times 5. So how much is 10 times 5 actually?
50.
50 divided by 2.
25.
25, because half means you're dividing it by 2. You know,
Yeah.
you're multiplying the numerators and you're multiplying the denominator. It'll be 50 divided by 2, and that's 25. So the area of this triangle is 25. Doesn't that mean the area of the about triangle is also 25?
Yeah, since same thing.
Exactly.
Then you add them together.
Correct. So that'll be the together it'll be 50, and the total shaded region will be 100 minus 50, and that's 50.
Yep.
You're correct. But the way as I did, you have to think about that. You know, sometimes the question will be like this. If there's a circle somewhere,
Yeah,
and they're telling, and they're telling you there's one more circle inside. What is the area of this donut? You know, just this portion, this red portion. So you'll take the area of this bigger circle minus the smaller guy. That's it. In the same way as you did here, area of this bigger square minus these triangles. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Let's move next to question number 5. What answer you got here?
Question number 5, I got B.
Yeah, you're correct. But how did you got that?
I got B because it's the one. Honestly, I saw all of them. Like
Mm-hmm.
from all of them, the first one says X, the third one says X, and then the last one says 6. The only one that actually said 5 is the B, which only
Mm.
had 3, which is 5.
Your
And
guessing
then
is a great thing. I mean, so your guessing power is great. I mean to say they are all correct.
mm,
But how would you do this thing actually? Other students conventionally, they will try to make the denominators same, and then they will solve it like this. 2x divided by, you're having x minus 1 as one of the denominators and x plus 1 as other denominator. So they'll put in x minus 1 times x plus 1 here. And then they will put x plus 1 there also in the numerator. And then 3x divided by, you're having x plus 1 only there. You'll multiply x minus 1 here and then x minus 1 here. And then they will go on
what
solving it.
why do you put the X plus 1 on top though? The X plus 1 and X
Because
minus 1 on top.
whatever you do to the denominator, you have to do with the numerator also to make it balanced. If you want to multiply x plus 1, see, if you're having 2 over 3 plus 5 over 7, how can you add them?
You have to balance them.
You have to make the denominators same. In order to make the denominators same, you have to, first of all, in fractions, remember, whenever you're having addition or subtraction of fractions, you will make the denominators same always. And in order to make the denominators same, you will see 3 and 7 is having which number as a common multiple? It is 21. 3 times 7 is 21, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you will make the denominator as 21. So how can you make this denominator 21? What you will multiply with 3 to make it 21?
7.
3 times 7. So what you're doing, you're multiplying 7 to the denominator. That thing has to be done to the numerator also to make it balanced, to keep it balanced. And it should come back as 2 over 3. It should not be like that you are changing the denominator without changing the numerator. It's not possible. It's not possible in the mathematics. You have to do balancing of everything.
Yeah.
So what you do with the 7 to make it 21?
Times it by 3.
Exactly. So what you do here, you will do it there on the top.
Yeah.
So what is 2 times 7?
14.
14 divided by 3 times 7.
21.
Plus 5 times 3.
15.
Divided by 7 times 3.
20.
Now you can add them. You can keep the denominator as it is, 21, and 14 plus 15 will be how much?
29.
29. Now you have calculated correctly the addition of these fractions. It's 29 over 21. Is it okay?
Yeah.
Same thing will be done for the variables also. If you're having x minus 1 here, but you're not having, this thing, then you'll multiply x plus 1 to the first fraction, numerator as well as denominator. And you're not having x minus 1 there in the second one, so you'll multiply x minus 1 in the second numerator as well as denominator. And then you will solve it. But that way will be, time consuming. And it'll be, maybe it can create some errors, because you're having huge calculations, you're having multiplications, you're having expansions, you're having so many things. So what I will tell you is a strategy which you can use. When you can use that, the first criteria is that you should be having the variables in the question. And the second thing is that you should be having the variables in the answers also. If you're having these two criteria followed, variables in the question and the variables in the answer, then the strategy is make it real. Make it real means you yourself plug in some number for X for the question and make it a number, make it a simple number, and check out that number in the options by plugging in that value of X which you plugged in the question. So for example, if you're plugging X as like 3 in the question and you're getting the answer for this as some number, then plug in X as 3 in the options also. And see where you are getting that same number which you got there. If you don't get it, I'll repeat it.
No, I do.
So can you tell me any number for X? You know, any good number. It will work for every number except maybe few numbers which you will see that it is not possible for X to be 1. Why? Because 1 minus 1 will be 0. And if this is 0 in the denominator, it'll be not defined. So I will not put I'll not put X as 1. I can put any other number, simpler number. So can you tell me any number for X which I can plug in here?
4.
Okay. So plug in X equal to 4. So I'll do that thing to the options also. I'll plug in X equal to 4 in the options also. So let's plug in X equals to 4 in the question. So how much will it be? 2 times 4 is?
8.
Divided by 4 minus 1 is?
5.
You know, X minus 1 means 4 minus 1.
Yeah.
Is how much? 4 minus 1 in the denominator?
3.
3, yeah, because you're plugging in the value of X is 4. So when you plugged in the value of X is 4 in the numerator, you got 2 times 4, that's 8. And in the denominator, you got 4 minus 1, that's 3. And you're having a minus in between. 3 times 4 is how much?
12.
Divided by 4 plus 1 is how much?
5.
5. Now you need to simplify this. 8 over 3 minus 12 over 5. How can you simplify it? How can you add these fractions or subtract these fractions? What you'll do?
Subtract them.
But I told you in the fractions, you need to have the same denominators. Then you can subtract or add them. So how can you make the denominators same? Yep.
So you get the same denominators?
Yeah, you have to make the denominators same, yeah?
You put the 3, you put the 5 on the left side.
Okay, great. So 5 and 5. And
But then you put the 3.
Wonderful. So how much will it be? 8 times 5?
8 times 5, 40.
Divided by?
15.
Minus?
Minus 36.
Divided by? Is equal to?
4.
4 over?
15.
Exactly, 4 over 15. So this is the answer which we want when you plug in the X is 4. So plug in X is 4 in the first option. How much would that be?
On top?
Yeah, first option.
Oh, minus 4 and then 15 squared minus 1.
Yeah, minus 4 divided by 4 squared minus 1, that's 15. So that's 16 minus 1, that's 15. So minus 4 over 15. What we want? Do we want minus 4 over 15 or 4 over 15?
Minus 4? Or it's 4? It's 4. Minus 4. It's 4.
Think about it again. Like you got
It's
the up.
4.
How much?
It's not minus 4 because it doesn't.
Yes, it's 4 over 15. Correct. So option A is not the right answer. Can you try for option B?
So it's 5 times by 4
is how much?
20.
Minus?
Minus 4 squared, which is 16.
Divided by?
15 squared,
It's no,
or
you
it's
don't.
4 squared?
It's wherever there is x, plug in 4 only.
Oh, I thought that. Okay, so it's 14. It's 4 squared again, which is 16.
Yeah, 16 minus 1.
15.
How much will it be?
4.
4 over 15, and that is the option B answer. So can you quickly tell me what strategy is it and where we can use it?
This strategy?
This for question number 5, what we did.
Yeah.
So,
Like with expressions?
yeah, for this question number 5, what procedure we did? Like, how did we solve it?
Like we didn't know what x was, so we put in a number, like any number, just to find.
Correct. And then?
Then we did what's on the left side, where it's say like we did the 2x, and then we put the random number, which was 4, which is 2 times by 4, which is 8, and then we did also, which is below, 4 minus 1, which is 3, and then we put that together, 8 over 3.
Yeah, and you got some other numbers also on, like 12 or 12 and 12 minus 12 over 5. And when you solved it, you got 4 over 15. And then what we did for the options, like
which options?
Like A, B, C, D.
Below.
Yep.
We tried them out until we found which was equivalent to what answer we had before.
Exactly. Great. So we plugged in that x equals 4 in the options also. And we found out that option B is equivalent to what we got before. And that is the answer. And where we can use this, yeah?
But say like I put 5 instead of 4.
Let us try. It'll always be the correct answer, option B. Let us try it again. Try it yourself. Like, tell me what I should write here if you'll plug in x is 5.
Okay, so x is 5. Then so it's 2. We'll do 2 times by 5, 10. We'll do 10 over 4.
Right.
And then minus 15 over 6.
Right.
And then we put on the left side, we put 10 times by 6, 4 times by 6, and 10 times by 6.
Correct. Oh, sorry. Yeah. 4 and 4. Right.
Yeah. So 10 times by 6, 60.
Okay, I'm writing it on the left side. All right.
Then 4 times by 6 is 24. Minus 60. And then over, that's 6 times by 4, right? Another 24.
So 60 over 24 minus 60 over 24 is how much?
60 over 24. 0.
It's 0. So we should get 0 now. When x is 5, we should get 0.
So that was the one that doesn't work?
No, it works. Why not? We should get 0. Let's plug in x is 5 in the options.
Okay. Even if it equals to 0, which doesn't like make sense.
Yeah, but 0 is one of the numbers. It's an answer. But whenever you will be taking that value of x, which will make it undefined, which will make it impossible, like anything divided by 0 is not defined. So you'll not take that value of x, which will make it undefined. All right. Otherwise, you can take all the other values.
So 0 is an answer.
Yes, 0 is an answer. When x is 5.
The options below which equal to 0 is the correct answer.
Correct. So let us try option A.
So question A, 5 over 5 squared, which is 25. 24. 24.
So is it working? Is it option A?
No.
Nope.
Then 5 times 1. 5 times by 5,
is
25,
minus
minus 25,
divided by
divided by 25,
minus 1, that's
24.
24. Okay. How much is it?
25 minus 25, 0.
So anything divided by 0 is 0 divided by 24 is?
0.
So we got the answer. Option B. Are you understanding it?
Yeah.
So whatever the value you take, you can take excess 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anything, -1, -2, all the numbers will work. And accordingly, you have to check in options also, which one is 0, if you have got the answer as 0. So it's option B again. So it'll be option B always.
Yeah.
So did you got this, how to use it, how to apply it?
Yes, I do.
That's great. Let's move to the next one. Question number 6. What answer you got for this?
Question number. I got B. But this one I didn't know, to be honest. I also guessed this one.
For this, we need to understand absolute value equations first. Absolute value equations. Any idea about absolute value equations? All right, so let's try to understand this absolute value equation, because we're having like few days for the test, so we'll be quickly trying to deal with the to test questions. We cannot go a little more deeper in every question or in every concept. We need to have at most possible as we can, so that we can have more numbers, more points on the SAT. Is this your first SAT, like first time you're applying for?
Yeah, I did the PSAT.
Oh, you did the PSAT. Okay, great. Like, are you in UAE presently, or?
Yeah, UAE.
All right, so do we have PSAT there also?
Yeah, that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. UAE, is it Abu Dhabi or like Dubai or what?
Abu Dhabi.
Oh, beautiful. After like 1 month, maybe I'm also coming there for I'm having a job there in Hitachi. I'm an engineer actually. Yep, electronics and communication, and I'm working in metros and railways here in India. But I have been selected in a company there in Abu Dhabi, so I'll be coming there in a month.
Do you know where?
Yeah, it's like I don't exactly know the name. You can like, it's like Hitachi Rail. There's a company there, a big company there, Hitachi Rail in Abu Dhabi. So that is the place where I'll be going.
Yeah, I see.
So at that time we can have a few more sessions also, one-on-one, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So
Because me, I'm graduating soon. That's the
huh?
thing. I'm graduating soon.
Oh, beautiful. So when are your exams?
Which exams?
Like, you're graduating?
Yeah, my exams are
Like
in,
your 12th grade exams, or like what?
yeah, senior. I'm a senior. Grade 12.
Oh, great.
15 March, I'll finish my exams.
Oh, okay.
After this time.
Oh, after the test, you're having exams. All right. Which school do you go there?
GEMS American.
What?
GEMS American.
GEMS American, right?
Yeah, GEMS American.
Oh, okay. Because I don't have so much knowledge about that, so I was just like checking out. Okay, so absolute value equations is a different concept, in which you're having absolute value sign, these two lines which are on the left and the right, these signs, this and this, they are absolute value signs. And what does that mean is, I'll tell you, if you're having absolute value of -5, This means from the number line, from the origin, what is the distance from 0 to -5? It's like -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. The distance is like actually 5 units, right?
Yeah.
And from the 0 to 5, actually, here on the right side, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, what will be the distance?
5.
5 units. So it doesn't matter whether you take the negative number or you take the positive number, the distance is still 5 units, right?
Yeah.
And that is what absolute value means. Absolute value of -5 is 5. That means it converts every negative number into positive, and every positive number is still kept as positive. For example, absolute value of -7 is how much?
5 and 7.
7. Right, because it'll be giving you the positive number only. It'll be giving you, it'll be converting any negative number into positive because it's only giving you the distance, and distance can never be negative. So that's why it'll always be positive. So absolute value of anything can never be negative. Remember this, very important. It was one of the questions in the SAT that you were having some absolute value equation, x minus 4, absolute value x minus 4 equals -5, and the options there, well, what is x? Like x is equal to a, b, c, d, and d was no such value for x. And that was the answer, because absolute value of anything, whatever the thing you take in this absolute value sign, absolute value of anything can never be negative, can never ever be negative. It will always be positive, right? That's the first thing which you have to remember for the absolute value equations. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is absolute value equation. Now let us try to solve absolute value equations. How do you solve just a simple equation? If x minus 4 equals -5, how do you solve it?
X minus 4 equals -5.
Yeah, how will you try to solve it? How will you calculate x?
Could I change it around?
Yeah, like what? Can you tell me what
Like, like maybe 5. Actually, no. It's a weird one.
Whatever the things you are having in addition or subtraction with x, try to eliminate that. If you're having -4 here, it is an enemy. So you have to do the opposite of it. You have to add 4 to both sides.
Yeah.
So that this -4 and +4 will cancel out, and you'll be having only x on one of the sides.
Equals
-5 plus 4. -5 plus 4.
-1.
That'll be, if the 5 would have been positive and 4 would have been negative, then only it was 1, positive 1. But it is -5. You're on -5. And you are shifting 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So which number you're getting? From -5, you're shifting 4 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's -1. Because the sign of the negative sign is for the bigger absolute value number, like 5 is the bigger number as compared to 4. So the sign will remain, which is for 5, it's negative sign.
Yeah.
So x is -1, and that is the answer. Now, can you tell me how much will be x plus 3 equals 13? How can you solve it?
X plus 3. So I would put minus 3 minus 3.
Correct. Plus 3 and -3 will cancel out. X is here. How much is 13 minus 3? 10. So x is 10. Wonderful. One more example. 2x minus 14 equals 6.
So -2.
First of all, you will eliminate those enemies which are outside your palace. You know, if you want to kill some king inside the palace, then you'll not attack directly the person who is outside his door. You will kill those persons who are outside his palace, right?
Yeah.
So that is -14. -14 is outside, you know, and 2 is very close to x, which is inside. 2x is here. 2 is very close to x. It's in multiplication, so it's very close. We'll be handling him afterwards, but first we'll kill -14, which is outside. So we'll not directly go to 2. We'll directly first go to -14, killing the outside enemies first, and then go inside and then kill this 2 also. And then you can capture this king, right?
Yeah.
So -14, how can you eliminate this -14? What you will do to both sides?
You put -14 on both sides.
But that will not be canceling it. You'll be doing the opposite. If it's negative, you'll be doing
Plus.
correct.
Plus 14 plus 14. So it's 2. It's cancelled out, and then it's 20.
20. So 2x is 20. 2 is in multiplication with x. So what is the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So you'll divide by 2 to both sides.
So 10 and
exactly.
So cancelled out.
Correct. 2 times 1, 2 times 10. So x is 10. Now, can you simplify this thing here? It's a little bit complicated. -3x plus 5 equals 5x minus 10.
-5.
Okay, let's do -5 on both sides. -5 and -5. And this minus and minus, but okay, -5 plus 5 will cancel out. So it'll be -3x equals 5x. How much is -10 minus 15? Oh, sorry, -10 minus 5, sorry.
-5.
You're having same signs. When we're having same signs, whether positive, positive, or negative, negative, you'll add the numbers and keep the sign. 10 plus 5 is 15. You'll keep the sign as negative.
Oh.
Yeah, -10 minus 5. Both are having same signs, negative and negative. So you'll add them, 15, and keep the sign negative. If you're having +10 and +5, you are having 15. You'll add the numbers and keep the sign. It's positive. So we don't write positive, but it is positive. If you're having different signs, -10 plus 5, then you will subtract the numbers. 10 minus 5 is 5, and keep the sign of the bigger number. The number here is 10, which is bigger, so you'll keep the sign of negative there. And if it's a -5 plus 10, then you again, you're having different signs. You will subtract the numbers. 10 minus 5, that's 5, and keep the sign of the bigger number. That's 10. 10 is having positive, so it'll be +5.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Okay, what should we do after this? Combining the like terms, that is the important thing. Combining the things, combining the like terms. If you're having an apple in one of the buckets and one more apple in another bucket, right? So try to put, you know, those apples in one bucket only. That means if you're having the x variables on the left side and the x variables on the right side, try to put it on one side only. So if this is plus 5x, and this is -3x, so put this 5x also to the left side. So how can you remove this 5x? How can you eliminate this? How can you kill this?
The 5x?
By subtracting 5x. Because it's positive 5x, you'll subtract 5x to both sides. Any confusion here till now?
No.
So 5x and -5x will cancel out. How much would be -3x and -5x? How much is -3 minus 5? -3 minus 5. Same sign. You'll be -8x, correct. -8, and then there's x equals -15. After this, what you will do?
And then I have to divide.
Divide by negative 8. Not only 8, negative 8, right? Negative 8 will cancel out. So x will be negative 15 divided by negative 8. Negative and negative will cancel out. It'll be 15 divided by 8. That is the answer.
You don't need to divide it, right?
You need to divide by what?
Do you need to divide it, the 15 and 8, or is that just the answer?
It depends on the options. If the options are in the fractions, it'll be 15 divided by 8. If the options are in the decimals, then it'll be like, 8 times 1 and 8 times 1 point something something. So that'll be on the calculator. But most probably it'll be in the fractions form. Okay, so if it's in the decimal form, then you can convert that. You can simplify it by using the calculator, because if you are writing it in the decimal form, then it will be in the calculator portion, and the calculator portion you are able to use the calculator. So we'll not be completing the inequalities unless we'll be completing the equations, and after equations we'll be completing the absolute value equations. And after absolute value equations, we'll be completing the inequalities. And after inequalities, we'll be having absolute value inequalities. So there are, I think, 4 things here: solving the equations, solving the absolute value equations, and solving the inequalities, and solving the absolute value inequalities. So 4 things, 4 options, It's like the years of math. It's like 6 months, 8 months, like 12 months. These are chapters, equations is a chapter, a big chapter. Absolute value equation is a big chapter. So we are trying to get a little bit of everything so that we can try to solve the questions and we can get the answers, more correct answers in our SAT. So because the time is less. So that's it. Like we'll be stopping here.
Okay.
And we'll be continuing for the next session, and we'll be discussing when to take the next session on our WhatsApp.
Sure.
All right. How was the session like? Did you understood up to 6, like everything? All right. Great.
There may be another test I could do just to.
Yeah, I'll be sending you the test paper. I'll be sending you the test paper right now, and you'll try it yourself. And you're having 4th part also here available, right?
Yeah.
Which you have not tried yet. So you're having this 4th portion here. This 4th portion.
Oh, I didn't know the 4th portion was also math.
Yes, it is here. So it's math test calculator portion. You can use the calculator here. So you will try it yourself and see how many answers you got right, because you're having the answers also at the end. So they can check out how many are right and what will be the expected score. If you'll give me the total number of right answers from this, then I can tell you the expected score. But still, that score should be a little bit increased because of our little bit practice.
Okay, sure.
Okay, then. Thank you very much. We'll be meeting in the next session. We'll be discussing on the WhatsApp. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.